This is Ryan Pry for MMA Interest, and I'm joined right now on the phone with UFC lightweight Bobby King Green.
Hello.
Hey Bobby, how you doing today?
What's going on, guys?
Alright, so let's get right into it, okay?
Sure, let's do it.
Alright, so I read earlier that you're going to be doing a Clean the City Day. Can you elaborate on what that is and what your role in that is?
Yeah, I'm doing an event where we're going to do 4 cities in the IE. I'm from the IE, so I'm going to do Redlands, San Bernardino, Rialto, and Fontana. Basically, we're just going out. We're going to get about 30 people and go around and clean our city up, as much as possible. I'm trying to get in contact with Home Depot or Lowe's as we speak, see if we can maybe get some type of graffiti cleanup going on too. But pick up trash, clean graffiti, fix anything possible, that we can, help our neighbors clean elderly people's yards that can't do that, So we're just gonna do whatever we possibly can for our city, just to let our community know that we're out here and there's some positivity going out.
Well, that's fantastic. Are you the head of this? Are you leading the pack?
Yes, sir. There's my idea. It's just something I came up with.
And have you been thinking about this for a while, or is it kind of something you thought about?
It's just spontaneous. I've been able to fight, I've been having these stomach issues and stuff. I'm just trying to think of another way to give back, to do something, I'm getting ready to have a child, so I want to be creative and stuff and do something for someone before I don't have this time anymore. I'm going to be going, all my focus is going to be going on to the baby, so that's why I'm trying to get everything done possibly. Do these events, maybe do something else, maybe for the baby and then be done.
You brought up something that I want to talk about. You had to pull out your fight with Abel Trujillo this weekend at UFC 169 because of your stomach issues. Can you just kind of talk about what's going on with your health and what happened and why you had to pull out?
Yeah, bro. You want to hear the whole story? Would you like me to tell you the whole story?
Sure. Hit me.
Basically, right after the Krause fight, I went to Texas, and I was on autograph signing out there, and I just got closer to bedtime. It got more extreme,
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm trying to fall asleep, and then I wake up throughout the night, in pain, I still didn't want to go to the hospital. Like, I hate needles, I hate hospitals and stuff like that, so I try to stay away from that stuff,
Yeah.
But then I had used the bathroom, had blood in my stool. So at that point in time, it was where I was like, oh, okay, something's going on,
Mm-hmm.
I also had hemorrhoids prior to that for like 2 months, Anyway, so back to the point. I'm losing my chain of thought. My girlfriend just came in and she's bothering me.
Oh, it's no problem.
Oh, fiance. Excuse me, fiance. Go ahead, sir.
All right, so you're having these stomach issues, and
Yeah. So back to the stomach issues. So I finished the fight with Pat, and now I'm thinking I'm gonna get it looked at and get stuff done. My manager asked me, would I do the fight? When did I want to fight again? I was like, well, we're gonna have a baby in March, so I'd like to do something in February. So that's the last also time I could do something before the baby, and then just sit down and be done. Well, this is prior to me finding out or getting a checkup on all my injuries and stuff to make sure I'm okay to fight. I didn't think he was gonna go and tell Joe we need this fight ASAP.
Yeah.
And it already happened before I even got looked at. So then when I finally see a doctor, they tell me your appointment is January 9th. I want to say what the appointment was, or 9th or 10th, which is in the middle of the month. I haven't been able to train to this day. And it's just like, there's too much, it's too rushed, it's too, in the middle of things, and I don't get the results for 2 weeks from then. So There's no telling what's going to happen, and then I don't find out those results for 2 more weeks, which leaves right before the fight. So it's just the timing wasn't great, you know?
Okay, did you ever find out?
I still haven't got the result.
No, wow.
Still in pain, because nothing's changed, you know?
So you are still feeling pain?
Yes, nothing's changed, bro. Like, every night I know I got to get my ass in bed by 8 because at 7 it starts hurting, you know?
Is there any concerns that this might be from fighting so often in your career that maybe your body just isn't able to handle it?
I surely hope not, because I got to use it a lot more, you know?
Yeah.
I hope not. You know, I have no idea. The doctor asked me a question. He said, does it hurt when you shake your stomach? When your stomach shakes? I said, yes, you know? And that's when he said he thinks it might be like an ulcer or something like that, you know?
So early signs are it's not anything serious. Like overly.
Hopefully not. Yeah, hopefully not. Early signs of something like ulcer, stomach ulcers or something like that. A bleeding ulcer.
Wow.
Yeah. But I haven't got the results, so I have no idea. These are getting a little better than they were. So that's all I can say is they're getting a little better. But before it was like, waking up in the middle of the night, hurting as well when I wake up in the middle of the night. You know, things are just kind of getting a little better. Hopefully soon I'll be able to start training again, you know?
Mm-hmm. So you are looking for 2014 return though, correct?
Yes sir, yeah. I know like so many different guys that like to fight and stuff, you know? So like the 55 division is the best division, and it's a crazy stacked division, and everyone in there is just like so antsy right now. Like you got like the Beat that's just on this killing spree, you know, you got Nate Diaz who's creating his little rant up, you know, Gil Melendez who's killing the division, Benjamin Henderson who's gonna show he's still title worthy, you know, John Thompson who gave him a hell of a run. I thought like that fight went back and forth, you know, there could have been any winner between those two. Dennis was injured. There's so many more fighters not to even mention, you know, like the thing is so stacked. So I'd love to get back in there, you know. I want to get back in there. I'd like to really fight Cerrone, you know. He's talking about he wants to do 6 fights a year. I'd like to see Mike back if I could be one of those fights.
Yeah, I was actually about to ask you about that. Cerrone is looking for, he's trying to get as many fights as possible. And
yeah, tell him come over. You know, when I'm 100%, love that. You know, I have a little problem with Cerrone, so that'd be a perfect fight for me to fix some things that happened in the past.
All right. So, what is your fight selection thought process moving forward? Are you only going to be choosing guys in the top 10 of your division now?
No, bro. Never ever choose a fight. I never got to say this fighter or that fighter. I've never got to say no. I don't want to fight this fight, and then get back and choose this fight. You know, I've heard other fighters have gotten those options. I've never got that option. I've always let Joe pick. And Triforce, it was Sean Shelby who picked.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't call out the guys or anything like. Trust me, if I have my choice, I have a list of guys that would want to fight, but I never got those options. You know, I'll fight whoever they put on the down the line.
So if they come to you with a guy that's not in the top 10, you will take it?
Yeah. I like to fight top 10 guys, but if it's not a top 10, that's great.
I just want to talk about, a lot of people have opinions about smaller weight classes and their finish rates. I was just talking to a UFC welterweight who's only 1 weight class above you, and even he was saying that lightweights, bantamweights, featherweights, they do not have finishability. Well, what do you have to say about that?
Basically, I think he's right to an extent, and he's wrong to a certain extent.
You're a finisher of your own. You have 17 finishes and only 22 wins. Now, when you're in a fight, do you go for the kill as soon as you can? Do you look for the finish whenever it's available? Can you kind of talk about the mindset of how you are when you're inside the cage looking for a finish?
If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. I would say So, you know, I believe in, like, being like Bruce Lee, you know, just like you said, like water, you know. And I don't ever want to force something. Like, there's a lot of people that give me this spot, but I fought Pat Healy and said, like, you had him rocked well, you didn't finish him because you could have finished him. But that would have been people were trying to force it, and I felt like that is like a guy that he's not exactly, as if there's a line being knocked out, he's not on exactly on one side or the other. He can play the middle ground where he's still okay, you know?
Yes.
He's still okay. So I don't believe in trying to force things and to end up losing your fight like Danny Castillo fought right after me, and he dropped Barbosa, like, lost the fight. Even though that you had a big hurrah, you still lost the fight. You know, so you have to know it's a gamble, it's chess. You have to know when's the right time to pull that trigger and say, okay, I'm going all in to finish. If it's not available, you can't force it, you know, because then you end up going, you know, where guys still come out like, you've been taking the, you're going to ask you by you, and next you know, you blow your wad, now and it looks like he's on your level. It's not really that he's on your level, he's just on your cardio level, not skill level, you know?
Yeah. Now, Anthony Pettis, the UFC lightweight champion, is injured right now, so in the lightweight division, all the contenders are building up at the top because there aren't championship fights going on to eliminate the contenders. Now, do you feel like you would have to become the type of fighter that calls people out and uses your mouth as a marketing tool in order to move up those ranks and to get a better position in the division?
Do I need to be a guy that calls people out? I don't need to, personally, because I felt like my skill should speak for itself, you know? That's why, like, I did something like the whole hands down with Pat Healy. Like, I felt like coming into the fight, I was listening to the commentators, I was listening to, like I'm talking about Brian Stan and Chael Sonnen and talk about the fight and getting the predictions, and I felt so small compared to Pat Healy.
Wow. Now, you were actually favorited to beat Pat Healy, and you dominated him all 3 rounds in your fight. Do you feel like at this point the UFC would have to give you a top 10 opponent now?
Apparently not. Apparently not, because they wanted me to fight Trujillo, who's not top 10. So, you know, that's not what they wanted from me, you know. Whatever it is that they want, I have to go with, you know. My check still stays the same no matter what. All I ask is that you give me somebody that gives me those opportunities to get those bonus checks. That's really what pays the bills, you know?
Yeah.
I'm happy with getting the bonus at the end of the night. You made my day. You can do whatever you want, you know? I'm trying to make 50 grand a fight. That's my goal.
Alright, well, I only have one more question for you. Are you going to be watching the Super Bowl on Sunday?
No, I'm so mad.
No?
Well, yeah, I'm a Peyton fan, but I'm just so mad that my 49ers lost, you know, to those LA Seahawks, and then just the way things are ending and stuff, I'm kind of angry. So, but at the same time, I love to see Peyton hand it to him, so I guess I will be watching.
So needless to say, you're rooting for the Broncos.
Yeah.
Well, hey, it was great talking to you today. I want to thank you again for being on.
I appreciate that, Ryan.
Alright, thanks.